All right, we're live here, Fatboy FadeAway Sports, episode 256. All right, Brian Johnson, we're going right to you to start this thing. Tyler showed up last week. Tyler texted me the night before. He goes, "Do you think Brian shows up?" I go, "No chance. No chance. I will." You take these harder than I would say maybe a little harder than I even take little A's losses. You couldn't join us the next morning. You had to regroup after the Niners lost, even though they got absolutely spanked, and you guys knew it was over by the end of the first quarter. Johnson, let's give you a quick little time here on the Niners since you weren't able to make it last week. What's our thoughts now a week after?
I've been over it for a while. I had to have a couple of days to get over it. You guys are the type of people that you want to show up the next day after, and I know Darren. You probably the birds were chirping the next morning, and you were like, "Thank God this team is out of the playoffs."
See, it's kind of funny because I think you sometimes think of me as Petty Darren all the time, which is fair. But I was.
This is what we used to do on Talking the Gridiron. Every
It is.
time the
Well,
Niners
sometimes
lost,
I have to
you
stir you
started
up.
off the front.
I got to stir you up a little bit sometimes. That's part of the show. People want to know your opinions about something that you deeply care about. And I would say that you would deeply care about your 49ers. So I'm saying not the 40 whiners. Yes, stay professional. And so I went 49ers. And so I'm just asking now that you had a week, forget me. Tyler, I thought was pretty fair to the team, saying it was a good year. They had a solid year. They got as far as they should have with the injuries. They probably got farther than they should have. So now evaluating what they actually did this year, how do you feel about them right now and then headed into the offseason?
It was a hell of a season with like a mash unit. Basically, it was like we got as far as we could, and we just ran into a better team than the Seattle Seahawks. And we have all the draft picks. We have Ayuk's cap money coming off. So I think we have a bright future going ahead for the 49ers.
What's one thing you want them to upgrade the most?
Offensive line, if we could get a great offensive line with Brock Purdy, I mean, we got
Yeah.
to get that. We got to get that running game going because it was just the offensive line wasn't there, so we couldn't get the run game going. And I think the number two thing is we got to get an edge rusher outside of Bosa because that's the thing with the Bosas. Like they're very good athletes, but they get hurt.
Yep.
It's like we need a backup option in case something happens. We got to get to the quarterback. I mean, we were dead last in sacks this year. So,
Can I suggest Khalil back possibly? Does he want to come to the substation? Does he want to join?
no, I
over
mean,
there?
I think this is a year you you kind of saw what you're going to get from your roster. I think we can't afford to be more aggressive in the draft. Like they have the Dallas Cowboys who have 2 first-round picks, and maybe you could go trade up and go get a pass rusher, somebody who's electric, somebody who could get to the quarterback.
Yeah, I think the Niners always surprised me also in free agency a little bit.
Yeah.
Tyler, we didn't hit on this part much last week with it, but it was funny when I was like, all right, man, the Niners didn't, they lost to the Seahawks. Brian's right. They were the better team. Obviously, you could tell that by that game there. Defend an opening kick, for God's sakes. Defend an opening kick.
I knew when that happened.
I feel like that. So I was wondering, I was like, man, the Niners realistically, it's hilarious. They almost thought they got crushed. I know they on the scoreboard at least on that week 18, and they would have been the 1 seed, which is kind of funny to think about. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, given everything they said, they were 10 points for being the 1 seed in the whole league.
And I think it was like 3 plays later, like Brock Purdy almost gets lit up and like the ball goes in a different direction. I'm like, man, this is really not the start we needed.
No, that's not. It's like when you give up 4 in the first. What do you think, T?
I mean, I don't know where you want me to go with it. The roster.
Well, just your surprise of week 18, and like you guys were that close to almost getting that. You almost literally won the division, which is in the number 1 seed. That's what crazy.
We had a home game against a team we beat earlier in the season for the 1 seed. Obviously, the roster had changed a ton since then, and the injuries here, but I think that's a credit to why I was happy with this year is the way the roster kept getting worse and worse and worse because of injuries. People were stepping up and stepping up and stepping up, and Kyle Shanahan proved what a coach he is. John Lynch has to do better. Like the guy in Seattle, the guy in LA, they've both just drafted way better in the last 3 years.
Yep.
And you can tell by the depth of the. I mean, and I like John Lynch. This isn't like a rip job of John Lynch. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
And they've had their issues with at wide receiver. Debo did his diva thing, and they did the right thing, got him out of the building. Ayuk did his thing, and now he's going to be out of the building. So we have to find some sort of, obviously character in wide receiver is hard to find. Like there's some guy, they want the ball, they're going to be egotistical, but they have to find somebody who can stay on the field, whether it be Ricky Pearsall, who has proved he can play, but can't stay on the field. They need more than that. And I don't want to pay Jawan Jennings $22 million.
Yeah.
That seems, for a guy who caught 50 passes or 55 passes on 90 targets, that's just not good enough for $22 million. He does other things. He kind of does the Draymond role in that he kind of is a line pusher. He'll get a personal foul.
But if you get rid of him, you change your personality a little bit too. And like, I guess, I mean,
maybe that's a good thing though. Like,
yeah, it is.
And then we have Christian McCaffrey who's coming off 400 touches. I don't know. Like, that's not a recipe for another successful year from him. That's based on previous.
You guys would then say the one thing Lynch does well is that he trades and he signs better than he drafts. Because that's where he seems like he gets all like he makes good hell of trades. I mean, like even the guy I got from the Jets this year wasn't the worst trade in the world. The defensive end. I mean, I know he wasn't like unreal, but I mean, he at least was. They got him for nothing, and they did that. And they got that guy from the Patriots mid-year. He turned out to be pretty solid too for you guys. But again, like I feel like that's his better route than actually drafting the players, because drafting the players it kills you. And I think you're right about Seattle and LA. They've kind of jumped above the Niners in that area, and this year they just couldn't make up the depth enough. Even though and when Saleh go to the Titans, that's all. And see that the Titans left. How do you guys feel about that one? Not how you feel, Brian?
I mean, I saw it coming. He was taking all these job interviews, so I knew he was going to be a head coach after this year. So I'm not too surprised that it happened, but it sucks. But I do think there's options out there. I wouldn't be upset if they promoted Gus Bradley to be the defensive coordinator.
And Gus, we trust. That is the spirit. You want a Gus Bradley in there. No, we're not breaking down Robert too much, but we spoke his praises quite a bit this year. Now you lose him, and I don't know. That's always I don't know. We'll see. Those ones can go both
I think
ways.
this is a better job for him than the Jets was because he's coming into the franchise with an actual quarterback. That's what he had issues with the Jets. Like they tried so many options at quarterback, and now he has Cam Ward going in there. So
I kind of forgot how long he was actually with the Jets when I saw. I kind of forgot he was there longer than I thought. What were you gonna say, T?
This is one of. I don't think this is a good job. The ownership is terrible. They don't pay anybody. Like they got rid of Byard, they got rid of AJ Brown, they got rid of. I don't know. They don't pay.
They get to a point, but they don't sustain it.
No, they're like the Twins. Okay, we're gonna win the division a couple of times, and no, we're getting too high on the paycheck. We got to cut this roster down and go back to zero and rebuild. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's that good of a job. Yeah, Cam Ward's better than Zach Wilson, who he picked as the head coach at that time. But I don't know. I would have waited another year or waited for a different job like the Ravens or. I
think it's a big deal for you guys, though. I get what Brian's saying. You can't. It is replaceable, and if you have the Jimmy and the Joes, that will ultimately make up for those.
That is what hurt this defense is too many injuries. We really need bodies.
Yeah, no, I get that and stuff. It just seems like Saleh has this magic as a defensive coordinator too. He just like gets guys to play above them, and that's all the thing. It just we'll see who they get. You're right. It's definitely not your head coach position. So that's
I hope they get Raheem Morris.
Get Raheem Morris. You can have the guy on the Raiders that's been there for like. I think you guys had him.
That's offensive coordinator, right?
I think you guys had him. Not the coordinator, the defensive coordinator. He's a new guy, but I feel like you guys had him. Who was the guy you had last year who everybody hated? The 2 years ago.
Nick Sorensen.
Was that who it was? Okay. Yeah. I thought it was a different guy for that.
Is that the guy
remember Shanahan chewed him out after we got destroyed by the Packers?
Okay, so that was. I thought for some reason you guys got a black guy.
Is that the guy who's afraid of the sun and bench warmers? Nick Swartz.
He's over there. So what do you guys? It's your division and the NFC Championship. Who's winning it? Seattle, Tyler?
Yeah, I like the Rams. I think Seattle's been playing better in the playoffs, but I've had the Rams all year. Well, not all year. Probably since week 7. I thought the Rams were the best team in the NFC. I'm going to stick with them.
Because you didn't have Stafford at the beginning.
No, I thought Stafford was squashed.
Brian, you go to Seattle at home to finish it off?
No, I'm actually going to go the Rams.
Now, is it because we partially want Seattle to lose now at this point? Is it not really?
I mean, this game is. I hope both teams lose.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's not even like
it would be like for you, Darren, if Denver played Kansas City
or New England, who is the other team I hate. You know what I mean? Like that's literally what I'm getting on the AFC side. And I've been saying that the two teams I hate the most are the Broncos and the Patriots, and then the Chiefs are right there after. And then I love the Niners. That's why I put them at 4. So there you go. So but that's what I'm saying. So sorry. So you guys are both going LA, AFC, New England because of Knicks beat out. Is everybody going Pats in this one, or is somebody surprised me with the Broncos? What? Tyler, Broncos? You think it's Broncos?
I want to pick the Broncos, but I don't think he's going to have that Week 17 magic yet on the Raiders versus the Niners before COT game. I don't think that's in his hands today. I like Patriots. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be Patriots Rams for the 3rd time in 27 years.
The Patriots Rams for the 6th time. Yeah,
3rd time.
That's a lot of matchups considering it's not back to back, but it's spread out that far too.
Not different eras of teams, and they still seem to find a way to play each other.
I was kind of hoping that when you guys made it, you ended up playing the Chiefs. I think it was the Jimmy Chiefs that I think the Bengals, or maybe it wasn't that one. I think they lost to the Bengals in the AFC Championship, or the Bengals lost to them in the AFC Championship or something like that. I really wanted
the Bengals played the Rams that one year.
Yeah, but that's what it was. And you guys lost to the Rams. I really wanted it to be Niners Bengals again because that's felt like you guys always like the Bengals suck and you would randomly play them.
If Jaquaski Tart could catch an easy interception.
We're still thinking of Mr. Tart. All right. So you got the NFL coming down there with it. Big games today. Probably for you guys, it's a little, you'll watch them, but it doesn't feel the same after your team makes quite a run like that. But, and then you said the teams with it, but.
Do you think going into the off season that AJ Brown is the most likely player to be traded after the way that playoff game ended?
Is Geno Smith count? No, I would say as a superstar player, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, sounds like him and the coach, based on their last conversation, it looked like we saw publicly on the sideline there. Definitely sounds like there's some tension there. And it seems like AJ Brown isn't the easiest guy to deal with as well. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting as a coach. I don't know. That's just the vibe. I mean, I think Sirianni, like you said, Tyler has some faults, but this one gives, I don't know. There's a little bit more AJ Brown vibe, I feel like, in some areas here. So I don't know.
Like I was saying, wide receivers have egos. They want the ball. It's part of what they do as wide receivers. It makes them great. AJ Brown seems like a 4-team, 5-team career guy he's like a Stephon Diggs. The first couple of years, this guy's amazing. Maybe as he gets older, he matures, but it seems like it's a hard stick.
Don't make me bust out that Diggs video again. No, I'm just kidding.
I love that Geico commercial he's in when he's running on the treadmill and he's like he's open 24/7.
He's open 20. Yeah, I'm sure you are, my man. I'm sure you are. All right, so we got that. Do you think Mike McCarthy, the Steelers, they hired their 4th coach? It's like what they say, 57 years or something.
Are they trying to get Rodgers back for another season? Bring McCarthy back? Like, come on, Rodgers, come back. We want another year from you.
Feels like that would be the dumb move if that's. I mean, unless you want him to play to 50 for God's sake.
Is that a shocking hiring to you?
It feels for that franchise.
When
yes.
I saw that.
For that franchise, yes, because it doesn't seem like McCarthy would be that guy that's going to stay 15 years. Can he live 15?
And he doesn't fit the mold as like a young,
But wasn't he
very
in the Steelers organization?
a lot of energy, good defensive coach. That he just doesn't fit any of that. Other than I don't know. I was shocked when I heard that he got hired.
We think special teams coaches with the Steelers that way.
I think defensive coordinator. Like, I wouldn't have been shocked if it was not Raheem Morris because he's been so bad, but someone of that ilk. Like a D'Amico Ryans. Obviously, he's not available, but
I thought it was going to be a young guy we've never heard of. That's I thought it was going to be somebody I've never heard of. That's usually what the Steelers do.
Not a retread.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's
who do you think the Raiders are going to get, Darren?
I don't know. What's Tom? You would think it'd be an offensive coach, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Signetti.
Yeah, that would be very nice.
You got to hold out hope.
I'm not feeling that one coming. That would be another desperation mark move. I would like it, but it would be.
But I would think because you're going to get a quarterback, it's going to be for Mendoza. You really got to get an offensive mind.
I would think.
Offensive mind.
I would think that would be the play. I've heard like McDaniels, LaFleur,
trade for LaFleur.
Kubiak, like these assistants.
What about the Tavis Webb from Denver? 30-year-old offensive guy. Very young. I don't know. I like those type of hires. Obviously, I haven't worked with Lane and McDaniels in the past, but
just to put an update out there, Clay Kubiak is not going to be a head coach. He's coming back for the Niners for another year. So that was yesterday's news.
That's because everyone's looking at big Clint Torres.
I honestly, Brian, it doesn't. This sounds weird. It doesn't matter to me anymore who the coach is. If they hire Antonio Pierce or somebody like that, I'm gonna be like, it makes again. Like I know this sounds weird, but like for me, it just I don't expect good things. I don't expect them to make the right move.
Bring back Rich.
I mean, should we play that Romanowski video? We suck.
Well, we should get that on there one more time before the year comes to it. And that probably is something we should do here. All right.
You say you don't care. It's such an important part of the franchise.
Yeah.
Like obviously you don't have trust in them.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I would go offensive coordinator. That's what I would do if I was there. But I don't have faith that it will work. I don't think it will work. Because they don't draft well. I mean, you guys talked about the Niners. I mean, that's fair, but they just don't draft well. It's pathetic.
What's your confidence level with Mendoza?
I would say he's. I'll give him more than I usually would. I'll say that's 5 right now. A 5 out of 10. Like I'll give him that.
I was expecting higher than that when you said I give him more than.
He creeped to a 6. I mean, if we're ripping on the Niners offensive line, I'm just it's just part of the deal. The Raiders offensive line is. Good luck, Brock, with that one. Good luck. No, that's kind of where I would go with it. But I would want an offensive coordinator. I'm gaining maybe a little bit more faith in our boy over here, Mendoza. Maybe just trying to talk myself into that. So a little bit here. So I don't know. I think we'll see where it goes with the Raiders during the NFL. So obviously 2 championship games today, and then we got Brian's favorite event, the Pro Bowl, the week after that. And then we go to the Super Bowl in Santa Clara.
Good old flag football.
LA Denver Super Bowl. Are we going to get that on the West Coast? It looks like we got a good chance. Can we get a West Coast Super Bowl? We'll see if that's the case here after today. All right. So a few other things that kind of happened. I felt like during the week here, obviously we had our guy, Jimmy Butler, Brian, torn ACL. The season now. Can we officially? Are we burning down the house now? Or Tyler was already on.
I think it's Tyler. Time to blow it up.
And now it's almost too late.
Bad vibes. Negative Tyler. You got bad vibes. You caught the injury. No, I was kidding.
I mean, people were talking about trading, but how can you trade somebody that just had ACL injury?
No, I can't do it now.
These contracts are valuable in the NBA that you can trade. They care more about the contracts than the players. Some of these franchises. That's but no, it's going to be impossible. Oh man, Draymond. Trade Draymond, please, for the love.
What was your
God.
issue the other night with him so much? We were getting text.
He fouled out with it, like he got 3,000, like two terrible, and he got reviewed twice on terrible reviews. One of them didn't go his way, and one of them did, but the refs were out of control on these reviews.
Do you mean like they shouldn't have reviewed it? They just said it was because it's
yeah. They shouldn't have reviewed them, and one of them they still said was a flagrant one. I was like, what are we doing here? This is terrible. But stop fouling. You fouled 3 times in a minute. I don't know. He's just lost his going on his podcast, slurping for LeBron again. I don't know.
It's frustrating.
Stop talking about LeBron James. You're a warrior.
Be a warrior. You're not one of those guys. Come on, man. Suck it up. We don't want to. He's gonna be on.
Like, do you think he's still good? I don't know. I just don't see it. Every time I watch him, I'm like, this is.
I mean, he has a valuable part of the team, but he also, the team's just not good enough anymore. They just don't have. They don't have the guys. They don't have. I mean, I said at the beginning of the year, they don't have a big guy. Like that's where you want. If you really want to see Draymond go to another level, you got to have somebody else that protects the hoop, because then he can do all the other things that the big guy can't do, and that's what Bogut, that's why him and Bogut were so good together. And so, anyways, they just don't have anybody with height, and that's an important part of the NBA. Good height, and so when you don't have that, then you're gonna struggle in a lot of areas, and when you struggle defensively, that big guy can help you out. They just don't. They have none of that whatsoever. What was the other thing I saw? Brian, do you have a fact of the week? I didn't even ask you. Do you have one? Do you want to?
Yes, I do.
All right.
I saw this. I'm part of an Instagram group called Average Basketball Players, and they said that it's the funniest thing ever. He says this is how bad the Kings want to sell out games. They're selling tickets at Costco. So if you're in the Sacramento area and you want to buy Kings season tickets, they're at Costco.
The Giants do that at Costco as well.
Giants do that.
I'm taking advantage of that deal.
You got to go to Costco for the deal. That's the best way to go about it. All right, it's a good. I like that, Brian. Costco sales there. We like that. What else they have? They had. I saw Morant's still out again. We'll see if Giannis
Couple weeks.
At least Giannis stands up for it. Luka, great game last night. I don't know how he gets away with a couple of these travels.
And I love Jeannie Buss saying that LeBron's ruining the Lakers. Thank you, Jeannie.
There was some highlight I saw of him beating the Lakers on 2013. It was just like, he beats the Lakers now, and he's beating them. They don't like Lakers fans don't like him now. Then and they don't like him now. It's like even though he won a championship, I think other Lakers fans that have been around for the early years, they're just like, he doesn't feel like the true Laker. I think in that sense, even though they're known for signing free agents, that's not something they don't do to make their team better. But this one just feels a little. I think they were kind of felt like it, right, Tyler? You're like,
I think it has a lot to do with the Kobe
should I put it for? Yeah, the seconds. It's like, oh, we just get LeBron here. He's replacing Kobe.
I would say Nick Van Exel is more of a true Laker than LeBron James.
I would agree. I would actually agree with this take right there. Maybe not a better Laker.
But I think the reason the Lakers fans in general don't like LeBron is the Kobe-LeBron kind of rivalry when they were playing, and it kind of just turned into who's better. And the Kobe fans are the most irrational fan base in maybe all of the NBA. They just protect their guy, and if that means going against LeBron, which I do at times as well. I hate LeBron. I think he's hard to like and very. He's not my cup of tea, but I think that's where the Lakers hate trade and never fully embracing LeBron James as a basketball player comes from.
Yeah. No, I hear that. It's just funny how I think now, especially now with the Bronny thing, that was a little weird too. I think you just get turned off by little things. It's not even like you're still rooting for your team, but it's a little different. So It's kind of funny to see Laker fans in that vibe a little bit. The Morant thing, like I said, that was a little odd with it. Giannis is out. Charles Barkley said last night on the TNT show that because I guess some of the big news is they're not working this year. Basically, they've only been on a handful of times. At the beginning of the year, the mid-year, that they were on Christmas Day, and then last year. So they were talking about that. And then Barkley said only 2 teams could win the NBA championship. He said the Thunder and the Nuggets. That's it. That other two NBA championship. And so that's all. Those are the only two teams.
I love Barkley telling Colin Coward to shut up. That was great.
Shut your mouth. That's what he did do. That was definitely what he did. So those were some NBA things.
Would you include any other teams in the conversation
for
NBA championship contention?
I would definitely probably put the Spurs in there. I think when you got a guy like that, you got to at least include him in a run there with it. Does anybody? I guess the question would be, would anybody in the East? Maybe if Tatum came back at the end of the year, the way they're playing or the way Brown's playing, I would say I would still keep the Celtics in that race as well. Like, I don't think Houston's capable of winning a championship, even though right? Like, I don't know. There'd have to be a trade somewhere.
I think Houston could find a way. I mean, they need a point guard, so yeah, they have to do some sort of.
Right now, the way they're constructed, I would say no.
Detroit, you don't give a chance.
They don't feel quite right there to beat one of those two teams, anyways.
What about your favorite player, Jalen Brunson? They've been falling on hard times. Mike Brown has been
on the hot seat. What are they, 2-12 or something like that? Yeah, that when you go for a 2-12 run, it's hard to think you're a championship team. That's stuff right there. I'm going to say that they still, if I was going to give any Eastern team a chance, and let's say Tatum's not back, then I would probably lean towards the Knicks still at this point over the Pistons. I agree. Like the Raptors are 4. Raptors are 4. See, that's incredible over there. Like that's how low they're at. It's funny. I heard this thing about the NBA. I thought it was kind of a good comment. They're like NFL games. Families will sit down and watch or stuff like that. The NBA's turned into more of a social media game. Do you think that's true? Like, it's not necessarily even about watching the game. It's more about just talking about, because the players are so individualized in that sport, it feels like even more so. And I don't know, like, I feel like the NBA is in a weird spot for me. Like, is it just me maybe fading away from some of the guys? I don't know. It's not like I don't like watching the games or anything like that. I still enjoy checking the box scores, but something about it, like, doesn't, I don't know, like, now that they don't have a true superstar. I'm trying to think, or I don't know. I'll watch the Warriors, but just not.
I would definitely agree with that, because it seems like social media wise on Twitter, you have a lot of chatter about like NBA past and stuff like that. It does. I would agree with that. It does seem more of like a social media type thing now.
What do you think, T, with the whole thing?
Yeah, I'd agree with you, or with both of you. I think it's all about making a list and ranking players and like arguments about what's going on and where people are going. It's never about like the actual game.
Yeah.
Like outside of like what they've done on the court to rank them against another player. Like that's the biggest, most riveting conversations in basketball right now. Or like, oh, who's the best player in the league? Who's top 5 of all time? Where's Curry ranked? Like that's what you get asked when you're talking about basketball. It's not like, oh, what do you think of the Warriors? Or let's say the Pistons. Let's break down the Pistons and how they're 33-13 or whatever they are right now.
Yeah.
A young dynamic like Cade Cunningham, Durant, Ozzie Thompson. Like they have young talent that doesn't. I mean, we know them because we're big basketball fans, but like the everyday people don't know who these guys are. They're not paying attention to the Pistons.
No,
they're more concerned about LeBron James and Luka Doncic and what's going on in that aspect. Where NFL is strictly like nobody. I mean, sometimes they get the top 10 quarterback scenarios, but it's not like, oh, Adrian Peterson. Or I guess that's old. Where is Christian McCaffrey ranked all time? I don't see that really. Have you froze, Darren?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I am a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I would definitely say at this point that Major League Baseball has become more an entertaining sport than the NBA has.
I would agree.
Would you agree with that? I mean, I feel like I'm like the World Series has got me back excited with baseball again. I feel like how I felt when in '95 when Big Mac and Sammy Sosa were going at it. Like I feel like I have excitement going into the baseball season. I haven't felt like that in a while.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me? I can see.
I can hear you fine.
I can hear you,
Fine.
but you're frozen on the screen.
You look beautiful. You look stunning.
All right. Well, maybe I should. I'll try to get back. I'll get back in. But so what do you? I think I would agree with Brian's take on that. I think at this point, baseball is a little bit more entertaining than basketball. Now, baseball has something going against them right now that they have that strike possibly happening next year. So that would not help with any situation whatsoever in that regard. So, but yeah, I think the thing for basketball it turns me off a little bit is the fact that like now it's like, all right, we got Cade Cunningham. I'm just using him as an example. This isn't true. Like he's 2 years from now, he's a free agent. Let's start making it. What team is he going to go to instead of, I don't know, that part for me, I don't like, it just wasn't like that. I mean, maybe it was, but I never really felt it as much as I do now the last like 5 years. And it's kind of, I think the more now it's gone on that part where it was kind of cool, where you're like, all right, let's get some movement. Now it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of hitting the course with me a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that. Maybe
I'd agree with that. These aprons make it harder for these superstars to move also at the pay, like unless they get traded before their contracts are up. So I don't see Cade Cunningham going anywhere. Just like you said, in general, that's just the name we're throwing out there. It's an interesting basketball is in an interesting spot right now. It's Cooper Flag better work out. Like that's what but they do have a big draft class coming up this year. It's the talent is as talented as it's ever been. It's just so specialized.
Yeah. No, I hear you. That's well, I mean, it gives you a little bit when Trae Young goes to the Wizards. That was kind of you weren't on. That was kind of a weird one. We talked about that a little bit too. So we had that. And then you kind of brought up, is baseball more entertaining? So Andrew Jones, Beltran get in. Jeff Kent's the class this year. And Jones was like his first voting when he was first up for the ballot. I think they said he got like 6.7% or something like that. So that's crazy to me that he's in now basically 9 years later. Brian, you have a problem with Beltran or Jones getting in?
No, I mean, I thought they both were great players. I mean, I don't have an issue with it like talent wise. It's just, it's always going to come to the fact that people are going to go, well, is there a point where they let PED guys in like Bonds or, Roger Clemens and stuff like that? And that's always going to be the debate about this.
Yeah, I mean, banging on the trash pans apparently is not cheating, so they think that's not that. Whatever. I guess he wasn't. I don't know. So Tyler, I know you have a huge issue with Beltran getting in.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Where the biggest hypocrisy is the Baseball Hall of Fame. We're not allowing cheaters in, but the guy who ringleaded cameras in center field to translate to guys in the clubhouse to pass to a guy to bang on a trash can to let a guy know what a pitch is isn't cheating. That's perfectly fine. That's within the realm of the game of baseball.
Yeah,
and he's not, and he's a borderline Hall of Famer at that with his numbers, like 435 homers, really good, 279 average, 2,700 hits. He doesn't hit any of the like milestones to make it. How many MVPs? None. How many like All-Star games? 8. I believe. I don't know. He was a really, really good player. He was fun to watch. He was entertaining. He had that hell of a postseason with Houston before the cheating.
I mean, he was at the beginning of his career. He kind of could do it all. Like there wasn't too many guys like him when he was on the Royals there for a little bit.
That's when he was super underrated.
And then the Mets. He had that run with the Mets.
I remember when the A's were involved in a 3-way deal with Beltran. I was like, we kind of got average player. I was like, man, why couldn't we get Beltran?
We could get him on that point. Forever Giant.
Yeah, for 10 games. I was shocked when he didn't go to the A's because you guys were just cherry picking off the Kansas City Royals.
We'll take Johnny. We'll take Jermaine.
Kevin
Appier there. We'll take a little bit of whoever you got there. Sure, take Mike Sweetie. I think we even got Mike for a year. I think we got him for a year.
You might even got his brother Mark.
We probably did have him. We had a lot of guys for a long time there. So, anyways, that was kind of funny with it. Brian, you said you were getting ready for baseball. It's almost pitchers and catchers getting close here. Football season's coming to an end.
You saw on Twitter I put out the updated A's prospect list. So I'm definitely pumped for baseball.
And we had a couple trades. I mean, the Brewers disappointed you. I'm going to go into them just massively on my 7th inning show with them this week. But they trade Peralta to the Mets. Great job. Way to develop them. Way to get them ready for a big contract and then trade him. That's great, especially when coming off the best record in the league. That's a good strategy, Brewers. So well done there. Making another team that you have to go against a little bit better. And then the Mets also get Luis Robert Jr. from the White Sox. So they made a couple big moves this week. And then the Rangers surprised me, and they get Mackenzie Gore, who's a good pitcher there from the Nationals. I don't know what the Nationals doing. And then the Giants come up just short, it sounds like, getting C.J. Abrams from the Nationals. So good try, Buster. Just couldn't get it done. So well done there with it. So I don't know, Tyler. As we get into the beginning, we get to rip on the Giants a little bit.
The Giants are rumored to be in on Felipe Valdez, the guy who will cross up his catcher on purpose. That's always a good signing.
That's a good signing. That would actually be a good. I mean, you guys need something. You need another pitcher.
I mean, pairing Webb, Ray, and him up would be a top 3. Like, be a good 3.
Yeah. Right now, I don't think it's good enough.
No, it isn't.
Because Ray gonna have another. You don't know. He's coming off a lot, but he looked damn good last year. At this point what Webb's giving you. So, and then I'm looking, Ronnie Cat said this, I don't think you were on last week or the week before, but World Baseball Classic, I am kind of looking forward to watching some of that this year. So, we got a little early baseball this year in March. So I like that. You know what I mean? Kind of like a little, not spring training, actually games what's it, the saying, games that count. So we like that. So, so I'll be happy with that too. Are you going to watch any of it?
I heard Kershaw's going to be pitching in the World Baseball Classic.
They brought him back.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? You deserve it. We want to just get everything out of the LA market we possibly can. We want to get it. Everything's out of. We want to get everything we possibly can from you over there with it. So anyway, yeah. So there was some baseball stuff this week as well. We didn't mention, what was it, Kaminga for Wiggins rumors back then. Just for a sec, I heard that was one that would be kind of a weird one if that ends up happening too there with it. So. The Sharks continue to look damn good as well, at least entertaining.
And they got that guy from the Canucks. I saw that on Twitter.
What the heck is a Canuck anyway?
It looks like a scary dinosaur whale.
It's like, don't ask me to pronounce his name. That's all.
No, it's funny. That's always one of my first hockey memories, though. Is I think the Sharks came in at 93. I want to say maybe 92, but like I do remember like. So my first one, though, was really that 94, the finals with the Rangers and the Canucks. I was 10, really getting into ESPN a little bit. Obviously, it was on ESPN, so they promoted that thing like crazy, especially with it being in New York. And Paul Valbure was the player there for the Canucks. That's like my first one where I was like, all right, I kind of like this sport a little bit with that. So I started to kind of get into
that. Because it was crazy. The Rangers and the Knicks were in the finals together. Like the Rangers were in the Stanley Cup finals and the Knicks were in the NBA finals playing the Rockets. And then you had the O.J. Simpson driving the Bronco on the same day.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive in America. I want to get this video up of Bobby Hurley. This is like Tyler, you talked about getting into coaching yesterday with the baseball. You're like, oh, I like this is nice. It's nice to be back. 91, 92. All right, so that's when it started there with it. They did Larry Ryan for that. Cal Palace. Imagine playing hockey games there. They should go back for one game. No, I was kidding. They should go back for one game over there. But yes, they beat the Rangers. What was that, Friday night? On a good game there, so they ended up pulling it out there. At least, the one thing with the Sharks is they're entertaining this year. So we can put them on. They might lose still 5-2, but there's a chance they'll win as well 5-2. So you might at least have that. All right, I just wanted to get this video. It's a little long in terms of what I usually play, but I'm not going to play the whole thing. But this sounds like a defeated man, a man that wants to be out of a building immediately. He's a college coach for Arizona State, Mr. Hurley. Tyler, I don't know if you heard his comments about his team and stuff. They made it to the Maui Championship this year, but not far enough. Mr. Hurley, his comments on it, just the thought of coaching here.
I'm failing. I can't get through to the team, so I don't know what else I can say.
After ASU suffered its third straight loss Wednesday against West Virginia, Hurley made it clear he's had enough.
Doomed. Right. That's come like. We have not played well here in years. Like since before COVID. Like we had this place cooking before COVID. Now it's a sterile environment.
It's over. Number one goes down in Tempe.
The days of a DFA court storm after knocking off number one Kansas in 2018 are now a distant memory amidst Hurley's misery.
We don't win here. We don't give our fans any reason to show up with enthusiasm to think that we're going to win a basketball game.
A demoralized man and a coach.
I just like, this is a guy that does not want to be around anymore. I thought it was kind of just fascinating for me looking at it because I was just like, oh, that's a defeated guy right there. Like, we can't win. We can't do anything. We are pathetic. We will not lose again. Tyler, that's a tough spot to be in as a coach. That's a tough spot to be in right there.
Nah, I mean, I didn't realize he's been there since 2018. My God.
Well, I
thought he was like 2000.
There 11 years.
I can't hear you guys. I have no sound.
Come back a little bit. Come back.
We hear you.
We hear you, though. We hear you. He's been around for 11 years at Arizona State.
Yeah, maybe his time's run. I mean, he obviously knows he's not a fit, and after 11 years, sometimes that happens. I think he's a damn good coach. When we play him, Arizona plays him every year. I feel like the guy's fired up on the sidelines, causing a ruckus and coaching his ass off. So it was kind of shocking. And that was just 2 games ago. I think that was the start of the 3-game losing streak. And
yeah,
they see him acting like that. I was like, I've never seen Bobby Hurley so downtrodden.
The Hurleys are a very emotional group, aren't they?
Oh my God, they're psychotic.
No wonder people hated Duke. No wonder people hated Duke. Yeah. All right. Let's get to winners and losers this week here. Brian, where do you want to start us off?
I'm going to start off with losers. Miami Hurricanes finally go down, and I don't know. I really don't want to be hearing what a porn star thinks of the number 1 pick. I mean, stay in your lane. Your team just lost a game. I don't need your insights on Mendoza. So that's my loser.
These are people too, Brian. That's a respect. No, not the best game. What was my favorite part? I'll kind of feed off that with my loser. Was Dan Lebatard saying that he didn't have to dive into the end zone, and he did that for people are we seriously having that discussion about that? T, what do you got?
I mean, we covered them both. I had Carlos Beltran, cheater, proven cheater, the hypocrisy of baseball and the Baseball Hall of Fame. And then Draymond, just his reputation has cost him when it's not even his fault anymore. But now he's making mistakes that are his fault and having things added on that aren't. The juice isn't worth the squeeze anymore.
I got to say Kuminga's also loser of the week. You come in and then you're hurt again. You're hurt again. And then remember the narrative, like, all right, he gets 20 points. I look at the score, they lose by 18. Like, I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just saying there seems to be a pattern with this where these things tend to go a little bit. Did you watch any of the Paramount UFC stuff, or do you have Paramount?
Yeah, that's in my winner.
Okay, so you'll hit on that then with that as well.
There's a loser part of that also.
Yeah, what's the loser part?
So many gosh darn commercials. I've never seen a UFC event with this many commercials.
Oh, all right.
You couldn't even see the walkouts for half of the fighters.
Oh, that's not good.
No, I was like, for the prelims, sure, cut the walkouts to advertise as much as you want. The main card, you should be able to watch your fighter walk out. I feel like that's a pretty big, like when you're watching WrestleMania, you want to watch the wrestler walk out. That's probably part of a big deal, right, Brian?
Yeah, exactly.
No doubt.
Big loser.
All right, I like that. All right, Brian, get us over to winners here.
My winner of the week is the end. We have the end of the football season. Then we kind of have March coming up here. We got March Madness, and then baseball season. So that will be my winner of the week.
Little springtime fever coming around the corners here, is it?
Exactly.
T, what do you got for winners?
Oh, I got a bunch. I have June 19th, possible Game 7 of the NBA Finals, the U.S. Men's National Team World Cup game. That'd be a great day. I'm excited for that. I got Mike McDaniels going to the Chargers if that happened. I don't know if it's official yet, but I think him and Herbert have kind of been laughed at the last couple months. I think that's a match made in heaven. The Athletic doing top 40 most admired leaders in sports. Steve Kerr coming in at number 1. I like Steve Kerr getting a little respect. And then Mike Sullivan, the New York Rangers coach, former Pittsburgh coach, won back-to-back cups with Sidney Crosby, says the Sharks have a young Sidney Crosby. Macklin Celebrini. And then for the UFC, Patty versus Gaethje. These guys should just not fight anyone else and just fight each other every time they're healthy enough to fight. My God, was that a war? Just a great fight.
That's what you like.
The technician, if you're into the technicians, like the small things, the little like nuances of mixed martial art, maybe that's not for you, but just blood, guts, no glory, just
kill the
fight for your life. It was a good fight.
They're still not getting paid. Doug has a lot of issues. I always see
they sign up for it. They know what they're getting paid.
Doug doesn't like the fact you don't get paid over there.
They should get paid more, but they sign up for it.
So you said the Athletic. So I'm guessing if Fox News was doing that poll, Kerr would not be in the top 40 on that.
No, probably not. It was the Ringer.
Then we know
the Athletic.
All right, my winner of the week, Cal basketball comes back strong at the end of the first half, beats Stanford in Stanford. This has been a year. It's been a while since I've actually got into Cal basketball this year. So this year I'm
go Mark Madsen. You should play when he danced during the Lakers trophy ceremony.
I'm doing the dance even though you can't see me. The Bulldog, he's doing it. They're with it. So anyways, they're playing better. Basketball beat Stanford here, beat North Carolina last week, as we talked about. So Cal basketball winner of the week. Derrick Rose gets his number retired in Chicago after 8 years in there, so he gets his number retired. A great player there for the Bulls over that year's injuries is definitely one of those guys that he just didn't get to him, but he played so hard. It was the way he just jumped off his knees. You kind of always felt like, you know what I mean? You're always worried that something's going to happen just because of how like explosive he was. And the thing that always amazed me with him was how good he was off 2 feet. Like when he would go to dunk, like a lot of point guards are off the 1 foot. He would like load up off 2 and just like hammer it on you like a small little shack type of dunk. And I always was amazed by the way he was able to dunk. And then Tyler, your guy, you say he might be the best third baseman of all time when it's all said and done. Jose Ramirez gets paid $175 million. So the Guardians, they actually signed somebody, Brian. The Guards, they do it. So Tyler, your guy got paid finally.
And then the A's tried to go after Nolan Arredondo, so at least they try to make a swing now.
They probably did go after Dondo too, but it was Arredondo they did go after there. And they don't and they was like, I don't want to go play. I don't want to play in a minor league stadium. Get out of here. That's right.
And then they offered that second baseman from the Braves more money, and then he goes out and has an off-season injury, and he's going to miss opening day. So I think that was good. We didn't sign him.
That was a good move on that part that you did not say. That what I agree with. They didn't want to do that. All right, I got a couple flashback videos.
I got one more winner.
Yeah, go ahead.
Arizona moves to 20-0, and they have a matchup against BYU in Provo against AJ Diabasta. If he doesn't go number 1, whoever doesn't pick him number 1 made a mistake. Just a great matchup in the Big 12. 20-0 Arizona versus 17-2 BYU.
And what would BYU lose to Connecticut and Boston, and they lost, or I mean they haven't had bad loss too many.
No, they're legit. This kid's unbelievable.
What did he get 43 last night or something like that too?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, here's a couple flashback videos we can get into. We did talk a little Sharkies here earlier, but Owen Nolan in the All-Star game. Look at that score, 11-6.
Point?
11-6. Let's see what we got here.
Amante forced off by Cicerelli. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go here. The shots are 44-39 in favor of the West. And here comes Nolan for the hat again. He points. Score! Off the post, and here comes the hat.
The best part was, right, it was at the Shark Tank when that all went down. So that was kind of Owen Nolan. I think it was always a weird. He's kind of, now I'm looking back at it and I go, he's the first guy I kind of think of too because of how good he was for the Sharks. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, they never really were more than an 8 or 7 seed most of the time, right? When they were with those guys. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. What do you think of that at all, Tyler, with Owen Nolan or anything like that?
Owen Nolan. Yeah, I think he's the first superstar the Sharks ever had. Like,
you think he's the
maybe not superstar. That might be a little overblown. Star. He was
Yeah.
he had big game. He had that goal from like almost half court against, I think it was Detroit or Colorado. I don't know. Ryan could chime in and let
but he had
more information. But he had big goals for the Sharks. Him, Solani, Nabokov. Those are probably Mike Ricci.
Mike Ricci. Yeah, I know he had a couple half court ones too.
Yeah, he was good. He was as good as they come. He had big first round series, knocking off like 2 seeds, and
yeah,
it was fun. The Sharks series were fun.
All right, I got one more for us, and we'll get out of here. 1994, I'm going to take you to over here. Oh, we got St. Louis. Yep, the St. Louis.
Yeah, that's it.
Ponder. What was it? Was it Christian? Was it not Ponder? No, it was something like that, right?
Pronger was the defense.
Pronger, the defensive guy.
McGinnis.
Yeah. I forgot that R is an important word there.
Who was the goalie?
I forget.
Curtis Joseph, was he there? No, that was Toronto, I think.
I'm going to take you to 1994 here. Latrell Sprewell on the Warriors. Don Nelson, the coach here. The Warriors are down by a couple points. Let's get it on the
State's final shot at it. 119-117 Atlanta. Less than 2 seconds remaining, and it comes to Sprewell to win the game. Oh my! Do you believe it?
Great pick.
What a play.
Latrell for 3.
Okay, hold on. Is this some of the worst defense though that you've ever seen by a guy guarding the inbound pass? Please, I always want you to rewatch the guy on the baseline for the Hawks. Like the reaction was so slow. It's like, come on, man, get out there. What are you doing? It's 1 second left in the game. So a couple little flashback videos there with the Warriors, with the Sharkies this week as well. I could do a couple more if I wanted to, but we're not going to do it this week as well. I got a couple good ones coming up though recently as well. So guys, good show this week. Enjoy the championship games as we go.
And Casey, we got to get you on next week. We got to start doing your push-up bet.
Do you think that's why he's not? Oh, Brian, there's a little controversy right there. I think now we kind of forgot about that. I think that's now a fair point. We avoid it because is he going to say he has a bicep tear or something like that?
His knee isn't working.
Turek, that was the guy that we got there with it. So, all right. So Sharkies playing well. Warriors. We'll see. They didn't play. Will the game get suspended again in Minnesota? So we'll see what happens. The Warriors will ever. Both games have been given. You can't play in Minnesota anymore. What is happening, people in this world? But we'll see what happens. But Tyler McGurk, enjoy the football this week. Have a good week ahead, John.
Are you going to the flag football?
Derek got concussed in his game last week, so he's not. He hit his head back on the grass, so he's not playing in his game there. In his CYO game, he was going to go and root the team on at 12:45, but I guess the team said they're not going to make it. Everybody has the flu on their team, everybody, so that's not good either. So not as busy a Sunday as I've been used to. So we'll take it when we can
take the win when they get it.
But those damn dogs are coming back. So I'll let you know where I'm at next Sunday with all this when we get to that. All right, guys, have a good one.